Hey YouTube, what's going on? Finally moved into the house, and I'm gonna apologize about the sound quality in here. There's an echo, and I know this window's kind of annoying, but I'm still setting up my office. We've been in the house about 5.5 days now. Um, Man, I hate moving. You know, you hate moving too, right? It's just so annoying, and like my wife has a lot of stuff. I had downsized a lot when I moved to the apartment we were in previously, and she just has a lot of stuff. And I think she realizes it. She said she's gonna pare it down a little, but we had moved a lot of the crap um, over, I don't know, 4 or 5 weeks, and then this past Saturday, we moved a ton of stuff. Uh, I don't know why I like oak furniture, but man, it's heavy, and our couch was just such a pain. It's a recliner couch, but I mean, it kept trying to like taco on us and waffle on us and fold on us. And I thought at one point it was going to collapse upon itself and create a micro wormhole or something. I don't know. I don't know who designed it. The only thing giving it rigidity is this small rectangle on the base. And then it's basically a sectional that someone welded a little bit of cheap metal to try to make a base for it to sit on. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm going to do that a lot, so you better get used to it. Um, I've done about $3,500 worth of repairs already in this place. Not repairs, but improvements. We're on a well. It had a high sulfur content, so we did go ahead and get a water softener and reverse osmosis because the water tasted pretty funky. And there's a little bit of lead on the well report. I think that's a lot of the pipes and the pump and stuff, but just to be safe, we went ahead and got the reverse osmosis. I'm trying to get used to that very peculiar tasting water. It's not bad, but if you've ever had RO water, it's kind of, yeah, it's not the tap water I'm used to. Um, then some of that 3,500 also, we still had a galvanized steel pressure tank downstairs in the basement for the well. Um, it wasn't working. I don't know when it was last working, but it was injecting ridiculous amounts of air into the water, and you'd get water and it would be milky white, and you'd just slowly watch the bubbles come out, and then it would be fine. But it was making crazy sputtering and a bunch of other stuff. So I had that replaced yesterday. I didn't get video of the mess the guy left, but I did get a picture. I'll insert that here. I'm gonna go get some video here in a second of what me and my wife managed to clean up. The guy left the pressure tank just sitting in the middle of our basement, and then it had decades of just the nastiest black X-Files movie goop the world has ever seen. And he just let this sludge dump out onto the floor, and then took our washing machine hookups and tried to spray it towards one of the drains. That drain clearly didn't work, so then he tried to spray it to another drain and just spread it everywhere. I had buckets. I have tons of 5-gallon buckets in the garage. If at any point this crazy old coot would have said, "Hey, can I get a bucket real quick?" I'd have been like, "Sure, man." Much better than me having to clean up probably lead and zinc heavy toxic goo off the floor of my freshly painted basement floor. So we have to go get a wet mop or something tonight if Walmart's not too crazy, and then finish cleaning it up. But we got all the standing water yesterday, and now it's just kind of, black smears. You'll see it. I'll put it right here. Just ignore that I'm going completely bald up here. It's all falling down low. So we're in the basement, as you can probably tell by the floors and stuff. Um, so you saw the photo of what was down here, and I apologize, the lighting wasn't the best in it. I couldn't get to the other light to, get it bright because I didn't want to track this stuff everywhere. So this is after we mopped a ton up. I mean, there was, we filled this trash can and then that tub in the sink. But what this guy did is he cut out this. It was sitting over here. And in his infinite wisdom, to drain it, instead of putting a hose on, right there, he just was letting gurgle out on the floor because he saw this drain. Well, apparently this drain no longer works, is clogged, whatever. So instead of asking me for a bucket, he lets this all just drain onto the floor right here. Makes this horrible mess. And I mean, it just still smells down here. It smells a lot better. And it would have been nice if he even could have tried to get it into this creepy murder shower, but he did not. So this is what I got to do tonight. I got to get under the washer and dryer and make sure they aren't starting to rust already. We tried to get all the water up, but I don't know. Like, I just don't know. This he was an interesting fellow, but like I said, we've got about $3,500 down here now. He even left the fittings. And that wasn't even there. It was just on the floor in standing water. And there was broken glass, and I don't know where the broken glass came from because the floor was not broken, so who knows. But, we've got our salt tank. We've got iron filtration, and I believe this other one does sulfur. Got the new pressure tank, which is a lot smaller. We got this old jet pump. I think it's a jet pump. I'm not actually sure where our well is, and neither was he. The piping goes through this wall into the next section of the basement and then out into the yard, but we looked and there's no signs of the well, so who knows. But, then we've got our reverse osmosis system, which is still getting a little bit of air in it itself. I haven't flushed the tank since we replaced the pump, but, here's my project tonight. Gotta clean all this mess up. Fun. Fortunately, I already had the dehumidifier down here because I've been keeping it at about 43% relative humidity, which seems to be working nice. It cut down the smell a lot. Since we're down here, I'll go ahead and do a tour. This is all my mother's stuff. We're just storing it for her. And then there's some of my wife's stuff. And we've got this awesome wood panel room. Oh, that light doesn't want to work. So we'll come in here, pardon the darkness. Here's the well line. It goes out somewhere. But apparently the guy that lived here at some point was a World War II veteran because, let me see if I can get it in there. You can kind of make that out. There's his little dog tag. And he was apparently a little weird because he took this brass ruler from a local company and fashioned it into sort of a butter knife, but there's actually a decent edge on there. So I don't know what that was about. But he had been using this for some sort of crafting because he's got peanut butter lids up here and he was storing something up there. And I wanted to remove that cardboard, but I kind of feel like it's part of the house and it needs to stay. So my wife and I will put a lot of our canning on these shelves. We've already got some store-bought stuff and some stuff we've done. But we have all of our freeze-dried food. Before we met each other, we both independently had stuff. All of this Thrive stuff is hers. She came from Idaho, Utah area. She lived in both and bought that out there. And I've always been a Augustin Farms and Mountain House guy because the stuff's great to take backpacking. These buckets right here are all the Mountain House pouches except for her Thrive one on the top. Anytime I go camping, I just take the freeze-dried pouches and then some kind of meat. Usually I take like a frozen steak and let it thaw. But, we've got all of this. Pretty cool. Those Pilot crackers, I would not suggest you buy them. They do not survive transit whatsoever. But yeah, this is the basement. I'm going to go back upstairs and I'll talk to you guys just in a flash. Here still. Got to finish getting my office together. I'm like 95% there. I just have a lot of clutter on the floors while I'm still working on finding places to put stuff. I need to go start cardboarding some of the grass where I'm going to start gardens in the spring. It's, going to be a little nice this weekend. Going to be a little windy too, but there's a lot of paver stones and stuff out there I can weigh the cardboard down with until I can get some mulch or something. I'm going to try to get a chip drop. Just Google chip drop if you're not familiar. We've got a half acre, so I'm not worried about them bringing a ton of stuff. And the side yard, I'll show it to you eventually. It's basically a forest. There's enough tree cover and there's walnut tree that it's mostly just a bed of like pine needles and then, you know, the walnut will release that chemical that will help deter plant growth under there. So I can spread chip drops out over there. And there's already good fungal situation in the soil. Every time I go out there, I find mushrooms growing out of the pine needles, which I'm happy about because hopefully this soil, even out in the yard, is going to be fantastic for growing in. I've already got a bunch of my seeds ready for the spring. I've got some more seeds coming so I can do some cold start stuff, some carrots, peas, I think 2 varieties of spinach. I'm really looking forward to next year. But I've been rambling a long time, so I'll wrap this up. Very quickly, here's the backyard to give you a little teaser of it. Sorry for the J.J. Abrams sunbeam. The sun's coming up. But as you can see over here, you know, I've got the pines. There's a walnut over there that drops the walnuts. Keeps this pretty chill. And there's our old propane tank. They're supposed to have been coming to get for 2 weeks now. I don't know if they're ever going to do it. That company had horrible fuel prices. So we got a new tank from a new company. Eventually I'll buy my own. But yeah, that's the backyard. Come spring, I'm going to have most of this out here planted. I think just around this deck, I'm just going to do a bunch of green onions because I love green onions and we buy a lot of them. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon.